Coming up in this week's episode of Coaster News, a brand new world record breaking theme park has officially opened in Saudi Arabia, and a popular amusement park in North Yorkshire has officially been sold. Welcome to the first episode of Coast News of 2026. The show's back now after a hiatus of a good couple of months. But you know, it's going to go back to its sort of regular schedule now of every Friday when I can to get these episodes uploaded for you guys. So yeah, without further delay, let's get straight into it. So our top story for tonight: Six Flags Qiddiya City has officially opened, and you know, they've been saying for years, for a good while, that this park would never happen. And you know, over the last sort of couple of years, it sort of slowly became reality. And even then, whilst it was still being built, people doubted that the park would ever open, or there would be huge issues with it operationally. But it's actually open now, fully operational, and the park actually it looks amazing now that it's fully completed. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically 60 years after its first public announcement, the brand new theme park officially opened on New Year's Eve 2025. Six Flags Qiddiya City is a theme park located just outside Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. First announced in 2019, the theme park planned as a partnership between Six Flags and Qiddiya Investment Company, is the first Six Flags theme park in Asia, as well as the largest theme park in the Middle East. Six Flags Qiddiya City is made up of 6 themed lands. These are City of Thrills, Steam Town, Twilight Gardens, Discovery Springs, Valley of Fortune and Grand Exposition. Six Flags Qiddiya City is also home to a total of 28 rides and attractions. This includes 8 roller coasters and 5 water rides. The park is also home to 5 record-breaking rides. These are Spitfire, which features the world's tallest inversion, being a 239-foot tall inverted top hat; Gyro Spin, which is the world's tallest Intamin gyro swing, standing at 173 foot tall; Iron Rattler, the tallest and fastest Vekoma tilt coaster on Earth, standing at 208 foot tall and reaching a top speed of 73 miles per hour; Scirocco Tower, the tallest drop tower on Earth, standing at 475 feet; and Falcon's Flight, the tallest, fastest and longest roller coaster in the world, with a maximum height of 639 feet, a top speed of 155 miles per hour, and a track length of 13,943 feet. Six Flags Qiddiya City forms part of the Qiddiya City Mega Project, which is designed to be the world's first city fully dedicated to play. Plans for the Qiddiya City were first established in April 2017. Costing a total of $9.8 billion to construct, Qiddiya City is planned to be fully completed by 2030. And yeah, there we go, Six Flags Qiddiya City is now officially opened, and it opened in 2025, albeit on the last day of the year, but that's still better late than never. And yeah, like I said earlier, the park actually looks incredible. Honestly, it's one of my bucket list parks now, because it literally looks like it has so many attractions. It could easily be like top 5 in the world, like Iron Rattler, Falcon's Flight, you know, basically everything that they've got there, like especially like the thrill rides that they've got. And not only that, but also it looks is very different compared to like the average sort of Six Flags park, mainly because this one it's operated by Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, but it's actually owned by the Qiddiya Investment Company. So unlike the other Six Flags parks, which have like generally like sort of cloned attractions and attractions based on intellectual properties, this has no IP based attractions, and all of its attractions are completely original design for this park. And yeah, it looks absolutely incredible. I hope one day that maybe I can try and get down to this park, because it honestly looks incredible. And you know, I'm glad that it's now finally open. In other news today, Lightwater Valley has officially been sold, and this actually sort of provides like sort of a glimmer of hope for Lightwater Valley, because it's had sort of a rough time these last few years under the ownership of Brighton Pier Group. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically after nearly 5 years of ownership, Brighton Pier Group have officially sold Lightwater Valley. Lightwater Valley is an amusement park located in Ripon, North Yorkshire. Operating since 1969, the park was sold to Brighton Pier Group in 2021. Brighton Pier Group's plan for Lightwater Valley involved completely changing the park's ride lineup in order to cater to small children ages 3 to 7. This meant the removal of Lightwater Valley's iconic thrill rides, including the Ultimate, which had been SBNO since 2019 but wasn't demolished until 2023. The last permanent thrill ride to operate at Lightwater Valley was Eagle's Claw, a KMG afterburner which last operated in 2024. Towards the end of 2025, Lightwater Valley was spotted on Rightmove, listed as for sale at an asking price of £5 million. Within the last few weeks, the owners of Fantasy Island in Inglemells, Mellors Group Events, had begun the process of acquiring Lightwater Valley from Brighton Pier Group. And this week, Mellors' acquisition of the park was officially confirmed, with the company stating that they plan to open new attractions at Lightwater Valley in the near future. So yes, this is a very good sign for the future of Lightwater Valley, because I've never been to that park, but I know that I've been observing like what they've been up to these last few years under the ownership of, basically since COVID really, with like sort of the standing but operating state of the Ultimate, and the new ownership of Brighton Pier Group, and the complete like sort of change of the ride lineup there. And it definitely looks like it was going downhill under Brighton Pier Group, because all the appeal that the park had previously was just being replaced by something else that, from what I heard, wasn't really working out for them. And it seems that by the end of last season it had gotten to a point where it wasn't really financially viable for Brighton anymore, and so they decided to sell it. And now they've sold it to the Mellors Group, who obviously own Fantasy Island, and they've now promised that they're going to add new attractions to Lightwater Valley, hopefully new thrill attractions as well. And one thing we do know that's coming to the park is Mellors Group are actually moving Spinning Racer, which actually operated at Fantasy Island a few years ago. They're moving that to Lightwater Valley to operate at that park this season. So that's already one thing we know that they're doing. As for the next few years, we don't know anything yet, but hopefully this is a sign that Lightwater Valley is going to come back to like sort of its glory days, or close enough to that. It's better than what it's been like the last few years anyway. But this is a very good sign for Lightwater Valley, and I wish them the best of luck under Mellors Group. Also in the news today, a brand new wooden roller coaster has been announced for Italy. And this is actually quite a big milestone for the country, because they have never had a wooden roller coaster ever. So this is the first one. But if you know what I'm talking about, basically the first wooden roller coaster in Italy has just been announced. MagicLand is a theme park located in Valmontone, just an hour away from Rome. This week, the park have announced a partnership with Canadian manufacturer Martin & Flemings to open a brand new wooden coaster at the park. This will be Italy's first ever wooden roller coaster, and is a central project and a major investment plan to turn MagicLand into one of the leading theme park destinations in Europe. The new wooden coaster is expected to open in March 2027. So yeah, that's all we know on this project so far. No, as far as I'm aware, no layout details have been revealed. We just know that it's being manufactured by Martin & Flemings, it's being designed by the Gravity Craft Corporation, and it's opening March next year. That's all we know about it so far, and obviously it's the first wooden coaster in Italy, but that's pretty significant, because Italy, and this is not something actually new before this announcement, Italy has no wooden coasters currently. So the fact that MagicLand is building one is great. It marks a significant milestone, it's the first wooden coaster in Italy, and hopefully many more if this one's successful. But yeah, that actually looks brilliant, and I cannot wait to see what this new wooden coaster looks like when it opens. And finally in the news today, PortAventura have begun the retrack process for Dragon Khan. And it's great to see that the park are continuing to sort of maintain their classic, more popular attractions to increase their longevity. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically PortAventura has officially begun the refurbishment process for Dragon Khan. Dragon Khan is a B&M sit-down looping coaster located at PortAventura World in Salou, Spain. First opening in 1996, the ride was designed by John Wardley and broke the record for the most inversions on any roller coaster in the world at the time, with 18 versions in total. In 2025, PortAventura announced a retrack plan for Dragon Khan, which involves retracking sections of the ride during the close season. For the 2025/26 close season, PortAventura plans to completely replace Dragon Khan's vertical loop and cobra roll. This week, PortAventura officially began removing the old sections of track for these sections of the ride, and new supports have already arrived on site at the park. So yeah, there you have it. They've started the retracking process by removing the old sections of track and new support columns for, I don't know if it's for the vertical loop or the cobra roll, but new support columns have arrived at the park on site. So, you know, it'll only be a matter of time before those new supports go in place. As far as I'm aware, no new track has been seen on site yet though, but that'll only be a matter of time before new track arrives. But like I said at the start of this segment, it's great that PortAventura they care about the longevity of their attractions. Obviously Dragon Khan's a pretty iconic ride there. It's one of the more popular attractions, and you know, to see them sort of giving it that sort of attention, that TLC, to not only increase its longevity but also probably make it a smoother ride experience as well. That's brilliant. And you know, this is a plan that will probably be carried out over the next few years as well. Think like the Big One retrack, which happened from 2019 up until last year, where they would retrack certain sections of that ride over the closed season. I reckon that's what PortAventura are doing with Dragon Khan. So they'll start with the vertical loop and the cobra roll. Next they might do, I don't know, the interlocking corkscrews or the first drop. We'll have to wait and see, but either way it's great to see that PortAventura are doing this. So that is it for this week's episode of Coaster News. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, then please make sure to like and subscribe, and comment what you would like to see in the next video. Goodbye.